Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Black Gentleman's Culture. And today we're out front with the Pier 28. Now this is starting off way different, and it's for a reason. This cigar has gotten so many reviews that it caught my curiosity. I got this from Privada Club last year when I made a big cigar order, and they actually sent me 3 of them. So today I'm going to put it to the test and see why it's being dogged. And if it's too bad, unfortunately, it's going to hit the graveyard. So, and I did bring out another cigar, which you'll see in the still shots. Alrighty, this is the Pier 28 Maduro. It's Rabito box pressed. It's 6.5 by 46. And let me tell you, off of the cold draw, you get heavy cocoa sweetness. Off of the body, you're going to get musty earth and a soft form of wood. It's not cedar, but it is, like I said, if you've been around bumblebees, it smells like that also. Now, off of the foot, it is pure and heavy cocoa, just like the cold draw. That being said, this is also if I'm correct, it's a Nicaraguan binder. It's a Nicaraguan filler, Jalapa and Esteli. And it's a Mexican Maduro wrapper. Actually, it's a Mexican Maduro San Andreas wrapper, to be exact. That being said, like I said, I grabbed another cigar. So if this thing is trash like they say it is, it's hitting the graveyard. But at the same time, everything so far has been on point. And the draw on it right now, like I always say, if I wanted to use this as a straw, I could. That's how open the draw is on this. So I'm going to go ahead. I already cut it, but I did not light it. So I'm going to go ahead and handle that, and I'll get back to you after the first stir. Alright everyone, I'm enjoying the Gruner Veltliner Selection. This is a white wine that I picked up that I just had sitting around. I guess this is made by Land Haus Paul. Excuse me if I butchered your name. But let me tell you, I paired this with this Pier 28 cigar that was getting bashed in reviews. And let me tell you, these two are working out quite well together. Right now, if I had to be honest, I would give these two a solid 7.5. Main reason, the wine is carrying the cigar so far. Even though the cigar is opening up and the flavor is getting better, the wine itself, it's smooth and it has a very sneaky, fruity taste to it. Meaning, for some odd reason, the pepper in this cigar magnifies the fruitiness of this wine. And it is truthfully taken somewhat of a dry white wine and just transformed it into something spectacular. Alright folks, I'm going to see y'all at the halfway point, and I'll let you know how it's going from there. Okay everyone, I'm back, and basically I'm done with the first stir. As you can see, the burn has that kiddie roller coaster going on. Now, everyone who had this cigar and smoked it, I understand what you were saying. Now, let me tell you, you were smoking this cigar wrong. And I'm shocked. The main reason why this cigar was being trashed is, even though it's only a 46 ring gauge, this cigar actually smokes like a big ring gauge cigar. Something above that 55 to 60 ring gauge. That's how this smokes. And if you know what I mean, meaning you're going to have to take a puff And then you're gonna have to go ahead, let that out, and immediately do a long draw, meaning a quick draw for a hot second, let that smoke out, and then do a longer draw that'll last for about 4 seconds. The main reason why, I don't know. It's something how this is constructed and built that if you don't, you're just going to get bitter mineral off of this cigar. And I do mean bitter. When I first started doing these draws, I'm like, yeah, this is about to hit the graveyard. But, of course, the newbie, which I'll call my son, who I've been teaching how to smoke cigars, said, Dad, there's not a lot of smoke coming off of it. So I'm like, well, let me double draw. And there it is. That's what opens up this cigar. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to get that cocoa. You're going to get that black pepper on the palate. And you're definitely going to have something to break it up because it is strong. And me, I chose this fruity white wine. And let me tell you, these two are going perfectly well right now. Now, the main reason I'm saying you're going to have to double draw, if not, it act like it wanted to go out. So that was another thing that I read that the cigar is prone to do, that it goes out. So that being said, folks, the Pier 28 is actually redeeming. It has aged tobacco. Privada Club aged this thing 6 years. And of course my dude's gonna honk at me because he's driving by. Now, again, this has aged tobacco in it. They aged it, and then Privada Club aged this thing 6 years. I never got this in my Cigar of the Month box, so it was probably before I subscribed. But I'm telling you, right now, this cigar is about, I'll be fair, 7.5 years age. And it's smoking perfectly. Like I said, you must treat it like a big ring gauge cigar. Meaning, do a slight draw, let the smoke out, then draw again for about a good 4 seconds. And then you're going to notice thick, heavy plumes of smoke coming from the top and the bottom. And the best part about this cigar right now is the retrohale. The smoke is thick and creamy, and you pick up all the sweetness like a sweetbread coming off of this. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and get to the halfway point, and I'll let you know how it's going from there. Okay, we are back at the halfway point, and I got what's going on. First of all, this cigar is making this wine perform and act like a sparkling wine, which it isn't. But the black pepper in the cigar lingers on the palate, but when it hits this wine, the wine becomes more effervescent, and then you're going to get the fruit flavor explosion on your palate. I don't know why it's doing it, but it is quite enjoyable. And earlier I said these two are a 7.5. Nah, they're an 8. They're a very solid 8. And I do believe, again, it's because of this wine. This wine is very subtle. It has a very sweet, soft undertone to it, but the peppery flavor coming off of this cigar enhances it, and it breaks up the bitterness from the cigar and leaves you with that nice fruit flavor. All right, folks, I'm going to see you at the final third. Okay, we are now down to the halfway point. Now, let me tell you, this cigar is living up to its name far as the burn. If you do not steadily draw on this cigar, it will go out on you. Now, it's not bothering me that it does because I'm actually doing a review. So let me tell you, yes, I've been sitting here just testing it out, and if you let this sit more than a minute and a half, it may go out on you. But I definitely know the max time you get before you have to do another draw is 2 minutes. After that, you're on your own. It will go out. And again, you must smoke this cigar like a big ring gauge. Definitely, you're going to have to give it a couple of double puffs. What I mean is quick puff and then draw. And then what you're going to get is extremely, extremely thick, creamy smoke. And I'm telling you, the retrohale on this, whew, the sweetness, it's like a sweet bread. This definitely has a sweet bread flavor going on in the retrohale. Now, that being said, if you don't, the cigar will get real bitter and minerally on you. So yes, everything that I read about this, about it being heavy mineral, yes, that's because you're not double drawing on the cigar itself. And matter of fact, hold on. I just had to take a quick draw on it just so it wouldn't go out, because unfortunately I reached that 2 minute level just right here. But other than that, the Pier 28 is actually a solid cigar. It's not the greatest, but it ain't the worst that I ever had. And no, it will not be making it to the graveyard. That being said, I'll see you at the final third. All right, everyone, this is that final third review. And right now, the star of this show has actually become this wine. This wine is a solid 8. It's taken the 7.5 that I gave this cigar and made it an 8. This wine, truthfully, is definitely meant to be enjoyed with cigars. So I don't know if I'll get a chance, because I get bullied by my wife and she's going to take it from me. Definitely the wine, not the cigars. So I'm going to see if I can find another cigar that I would like to pair with this, and I'm going to put them together. All right, folks. If not, I'm going to just go ahead and find me another wine. Or truthfully, knowing me, I'm going to sneak and buy another bottle, do a review anyway. All right, folks, I'm going to see y'all at the next pairing. I'm out. We have now made it to the final third. Now, let me tell you, everything they said about this is true, good and bad. The bad, you must stay drawn on this cigar or it will put itself out. The good, by smoking it that way, not giving it much time, this cigar delivers so much flavor that you'll be astounded. Right now, it's picked up with cedar. You're still getting that creaminess and sweet bread off of the retrohale. The black pepper, everything about this cigar that they wrote in the description is true. The only thing they didn't say was the sweet bread about the retrohale. And to me, that's an added bonus of the cigar. That being said, hold on. I had to give it a puff to keep it going. But other than that, the Pier 28 from Privada Club, it's a solid cigar. I would give this cigar a 7.5 by itself. Alrighty, folks, you know what we say. At the end of every video, I always say, if you got a bunch of cigars, smoke them. If you got more than a bunch of cigars, go ahead, share them, and make another cigar head. Well, folks, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to order a couple of these cigars, probably 2 more, because I have 2 more in my humidor. I'm going to give them a little bit more aging, And in the winter, probably around January, February, I'm going to be outside with this and see how it handles smoking in the cold. That being said, I'll see you at the next cigar.